crowd, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be doing kind of a little story times, kind of sort of about my experience whenever I was working at Hooters. Now, I worked at Hooters probably for less than like a solid 10 days, to be honest. I honestly did not work there for a really long time, but I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. Basically, I ended up, well, whenever I did this, whenever I was out here, I started working at Hooters maybe like the week before Thanksgiving. I knew there was a Hooters around where I lived. I knew that I was going to be able to get hired, and I knew that I was going to be able to make a decent amount of money. So I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do this. Because when I was working at Twin Peaks, I was able to make like, $300-400 a shift, which is pretty solid for a kid. And whenever I was at Twin Peaks, I was like 19. So that was solid money. So with me doing hair and working at Hooters, I figured I'd be pretty, pretty stable, pretty solid. So I'm like, okay, let me start working at Hooters. I finished my training. And while I literally finished my training, and like the first actual day that I was supposed to work, I called and told them I would be late, and I literally never showed up. But basically what happened was, well, I kind of felt off about it anyway, because the way I am about stuff, I'm very big on signs. I'm very big on being shown stuff. And I have to listen to my first mind and stop like asking people for advice and stop doing that stupid shit. Because if something tells me not to do something, I just don't even need to do it. So it was my first day going to training, and I ended up running behind. And I think I had a client, and I like finished my client, and then I had to get ready to go. It was either I had a client or I was at the gym. I'm not sure, but I had to get ready, and I was kind of rushing, and I had to cover my tattoo because you can't have your tattoo showing. Some girls did, but I just started, so I didn't want to start off with my tattoo showing. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to cover it up, and mind you, I have like a sleeve. So it took me a while to cover this up. Like I had to color correct it with orange and pinks first. Pinks, yellows, orange, all kind of. And then I was able to cover it with concealer, powder that concealer, cover it with foundation, and powder that foundation. So it probably would take me a solid like 10 minutes just to do this. But that was like whenever I first started, I literally was like, how am I supposed to cover this? Like it was annoying. So my first day I was trying to cover my tattoo, and I just let them know like, I can't think of what I told them, but I basically just wanted to like, because I knew I was going to be running late because of me trying to cover my tattoo. So I was like, do you still want me to come? Because I know I'm going to be late. So do you still want me to come? Do you want me to start tomorrow? And they were like, no, you still come. Like, still come. Like, well, you must live close because you're going to have to be here, period. And I don't like working for people like that. I don't like working for people who I feel like don't have any sympathy. They don't have any compassion. I don't like when people handle me like that because I work for myself and I don't need your money. I don't. I want your money just for some side, but I don't need your money. Like I could work for myself. So because I don't need your money and I don't need this job, the second it get inconvenient, I'm not going, and I ain't showing up, and it is what it is. I don't care. So when that happened, that bothered me, and instantly I was like, well, I don't need to go. Like this ain't the job for me. I don't need to go. Like literally my first day of training, I was like, this is bad vibes. I don't need to go. Ended up going anyway, and it was okay. It was cool. I was there for like 2 hours my first day of training, so it was cool. The girls are cool. It wasn't really, the girls were fine, it was okay. There was a table of some Hispanic guys. It was 4 of them, and that is what made me not want to work there anymore. That table. They were just gross and weird, and they were just being gross. Like they were just being inappropriate, and like, girl, they just kept saying the N-word. I was just like, Lord, I was like, girl, I can't do this. I literally was like, I'm not about to sit here and let y'all nigga this and nigga that me to death. It's just not about to happen. It was just way too much. And the girl who was training me just kept being like, well, we just kind of have to deal with it because that's just how we get our money. And I'm like, well, if somebody does too much, can y'all tell somebody? Like, would they, I'm like, could you tell somebody and they would do something about it? Because whenever I was at Twin Peaks, if anybody touched me, gave me a problem, said anything to me crazy, I told the management, and the management got them correct. Like, period. It was never like they were like, oh, well, I mean, you can't really, it is what it is, like that. I've never experienced that working anywhere. And I don't like working places where the management doesn't care about me. And I felt that the first day whenever I was kind of like frazzled about being late, and they were just like, oh, well, I mean, you got to still come anyway. Like, okay, you shouldn't have been late. Just come anyway. It is what it is. Like, you know, like I don't like that, how they were so nonchalant about like my breakdown. I didn't really like that anyway. It wasn't a surprise to me that they just didn't give a f. It was disheartening and annoying and frustrating, but it was not a surprise at all. So, you know, like, she basically was just like, I mean, unless someone physically gropes you or touches you or something, then they wouldn't give a f. Doesn't even have to get to that point. You ain't even about to say nothing to me crazy. You ain't about to nigga me to death. Like, that's inappropriate. Like, you ain't about to do that. And the girl training me was Hispanic as well, so she probably ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, ain't cool for you to even hear. Y'all ain't supposed to be up in here saying that. Girl, I was trying to work on not cussing, but girl, that just bothered my spirit. That bothered my spirit. So that is what really made me not want to do it no more. And then they told me, you know, they kind of told me about a few guys, because I noticed a few guys kind of lingering around, not really sitting at the table or at the bar, just kind of like getting a drink and just walking around, just kind of chilling. And I'm like, okay, well, what are they doing? And they'll be like, oh, well, you know, he usually just like sits and talks to you for like an hour. You know, he'll just give you like $20. So we usually just let him do it. What? Y'all are gonna let this man sit and harass and talk to y'all, like harass y'all, bother y'all, get on your nerves, just walk around, you know, mooching off of everybody's section, getting in everybody's tea for $20? That's when I was like, okay, y'all ain't even making the kind of money that I'm used to making. There's no way that I'm gonna let nobody give me a headache for $20. That's just not about to happen. Like, I'm used to getting, I mean, $20 is like the minimum. Like, I've gotten over $100 tips at tables before. Like, there's no way that you about to sit here and bother me and bother my spirit and just have everybody around you huddling, like kikiing and flirting and playing with you for $20. And you ain't gonna give them all $20. You're gonna pick one to give the $20 to. Like, that's just too much. I ain't got no time for that.
Really quick interruption, guys. If you are liking what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see videos like this and tons more. Go ahead and join the It crowd. Back to the video.
For me, I'm not okay, and I'm not even interested in men anymore at this point. And for me to have to like flirt with men and kiss men's asses and, you know, like have my titties out, and, you know, I worked at Twin Peaks and I was chilling. Like, I didn't have to keep up this like persona. Like, I was chilling. Like, everybody was cool with us. You know what I'm saying? We got their order. It was fun. We laughed. We made jokes. We had a good time. But I feel like Hooters is focused on selling sex, and that's it. They're not focused on, you ain't selling comedy. You selling sex. That's it. You're like a sex object to these people. And as long as they want to sleep with you and they being nasty with you, you straight. But the second that's not the case, then you're doing something wrong. But at Twin Peaks, it wasn't about like just sex. We had a lot of fun. We would joke with them. We would, like, you know, like poke fun at them. Like, we would be throwing jabs and stuff. It was fun. It was enjoyable to work there. But at Hooters, it literally was just about your ass. And I did not like that. I was not feeling that. But I just hated it. And I mean, I honestly wouldn't recommend anybody to work at Hooters. I mean, it depends. That's how my Hooters was. But I mean, it just depends on the Hooters that you're working at. Like, I've seen somebody like leave, like the girl that was training me, like an $8 tip. Like, that's too much. Like, I have never seen nothing like that where you work a whole shift and you make like $30, $40. That's ridiculous. I'm not about to be up in there prancing around, you know, like a Playboy bunny, unless I'm about to be making $500, $600 every shift. I'm not about to be doing that. It's not about to happen. Like, it's just not about to happen. I wasn't feeling it. It's not about to happen now. I definitely will vouch more so for Twin Peaks because I just love Twin Peaks. But I think that I kind of think I'm like banned from working at Twin Peaks. So that's that. But I do like Twin Peaks. But like I said, I really feel like I'm banned and I can't go back. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, just give you guys that little bit of tea. But, you know, I feel like there's some videos on YouTube already about Hooters and their experience and if you should work there and the hiring process and all that good stuff. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to, just give you guys my tea and let you guys know, how I felt about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video about my experience at Hooters and why I quit. After why I quit basically before my first real day. So yes, as always, if you guys have any suggestions for me, leave them down below in the comment section. Follow me on all of my social media, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.